Look, I always tell people, if you have a business with one location, you merely have a job. That's what that is. You bought yourself a job is what you did when you started your business. If you have no plans on scaling your business, to be frank with you, you shouldn't be in business. You should just shut it down and go get a job, because the job provides you with all kinds of benefits: 401k, vacation, paid vacations, health insurance, all of that stuff that you're struggling to get in your business. Build a franchise system, or as you scale your business, whether it's through franchising, organically, whatever you decide, you need to have one thing in mind, and that is, how do I have an exit in this business? How do I sell this business eventually? What is the ultimate goal, right? I always tell people, and as they tell me about, hey, I love my business, I love what I'm doing, and I tell them, look, you can love your spouse, you can love your kids, you can love your mom and dad, you can love your family, but you cannot be in love with your house, with your business, with your cars, or anything else, because they all have a price on it. No matter how much you love your house, for the right price, you would sell it. No matter how much you love your car, same thing about your business. For the right price, you sell it. So you need to prepare yourself for that ultimate exit. And as you franchise your business and you scale this to multiple locations, you need to understand that that's building you an amazing net worth. I tell people this, it's a very simple math. With every franchise location, for a business that does roughly about $1 million a year in sales, when you franchise that business, with every franchise that you sell, you're literally adding $1 million to your net worth, to your bottom line. How do I calculate that? Well, I calculate that by saying that private equities today are paying about 10 to 20 times earnings, or EBITDA, for a franchisor that they're purchasing, right? So on $1 million business, you're receiving between $60,000 to $80,000 of royalty, which really 10 times that is about $800,000. And then there's all these other monies that come in from rebates that you get that kind of brings it to that $1 million mark. So to build a net worth, if you have a plan to exit this business with $20 million, the math is very simple. Get to 20 to 30 locations. It's that simple. How do you get to 20 to 30 locations? It should be your plan and how you plan this, the growth. You work the math backwards and say, if I want to have an exit in 5 years of 20 to 30 million dollars, how do I get there? And the answer is exactly what I provided to you. And now you plan on, how do I grow to 20 to 30 locations in 5 years? That means I have to grow to 5 or 6 locations per year. And now you can advertise and market your franchise in a way that brings you enough leads to get to those 5 to 20 locations. It takes roughly about 100 to 150 leads, depending on where the leads are coming from, to award a single franchise. So now if you want to sell 6 franchises this year, you roughly have to bring in 1,000 leads. So what is that going to take to get there, right? And that is the planning that you need to be putting in place to be successful.